What's up, guys? How's it going? I actually closed the store by myself today. Felicia went out on a gift basket delivery. I mentioned before in a previous video she has her own side hustle going through the store, so she's going to be doing that. I'm going to be filming this video. Just wanted to remind you guys to mop the floor of your business, because cleanliness is probably the #1 thing that people look at when you're dealing with food. Just a little random tidbit I thought of while mopping the floor. If you don't know what I'm talking about, welcome back to this channel. I've owned this grocery store for just over 4 years now, and this channel is all about small business and owning, growing, and creating your own entrepreneurial journey. Give us a thumbs up to support this channel and this small business, and we will send a free Royal Gala apple to your house, no charge at all, minus shipping and delivery of $14.99. There's going to be days where you're motivated, you can't wait to grow your business, you can't wait to, see the next few months and how they end up, and there's going to be days where you just want to sell it all, move to Mexico, live on a beach for a little while, and just forget about all the issues and problems that come with owning your own business. And mind you, I love it. I don't regret ever starting it. Don't take this video the wrong way. I like to give a real transparent vibe on this channel on what it's actually like to own your own business, and kind of take you away from that toxic positivity that you find on Instagram, where the grind is 24/7. If you're not making it, you're not working hard enough, business is amazing, go tell your employees what to do. It simply doesn't work like that in the real world, and it can happen, but let's be real. Instagram motivational messages are far from the actual grind that it takes to build a business, and that's what this channel is all about. By the way, if you are new here, I reinvested everything this channel has made into a second business. It is a wholesale coffee business. We are going to be shipping all around North America in the next few weeks. So if you are interested in seeing how that business takes off and pans off, I'm doing a month-to-month updated sales on how this side hustle grows into something beautiful. So if you want to stick around and see that, that side hustle possibly turn into something great, please hit subscribe down below. I'm really all about small business on this channel and entrepreneurship. We really want to grow and accomplish as much as possible, and this channel is just one thing along that journey. So if you want to follow us, please subscribe down below. So these are mistakes or things that I wish I knew, that if I knew them, I wouldn't have almost went under the first year or two that we started this business. Now, you're gonna probably run into something very similar when you start your business. These are the common things that I found across the board, talking to many other entrepreneurs on, things that almost bankrupted me pretty much. #1, the main thing that almost bankrupted me right away is I didn't start with enough money. I underestimated how much things were going to cost. I underestimated how much inventory we needed, and I underestimated my operating costs. And that's something that I find that many entrepreneurs do, because you simply don't expect things to add up so quick. Like even our personal finances, you look at your credit card bill at the end of the month and it's like, wow, all those times I ate out really added up to $3,000. Like, how did that happen? Times that by 5 now, and you'll get to the point where I was at, where it's like, oh shit, I have to pay $15,000 of rent, hydro, inventory, gas, everything else. When did this all add up? I simply didn't start with enough money, and I'm telling you, about 3 to 4 months in, things were not looking good, and yeah, I kept it quiet. Me and Felicia dealt with it. We're here today, we're happy, but yeah, our bank account wasn't looking too good, and if I knew that things would cost as much as they did, such as the renovations, I would have put more money forward. I would have asked for more financing, and we would have been comfortable and not living stressed out day to day like we were for those 5-6 months that we were suffering. So raise enough capital. Honestly, if you're estimating 50, go for 100, because things really add up. And I'm not saying take out more money than you need. Expect to need more money. The second main thing that really almost bankrupted me was the amount of workload that it came with running a store like this. You know, from the outside in, you look, it's a small store, you know, there's a little bit of inventory here and there, but the amount of stress and workload that it took to actually get this place to somewhat of a well-oiled machine. Those first few, probably the first half a year, I almost, you know, was just thinking to myself, this workload is unmanageable. There's no way I can work like this. And it was about to actually put us under, because we're just like, how can we function like this? How can we keep going when we barely have enough energy to complete the day-to-day tasks that are required almost 24/7 from a business like this? And I'm gonna tell you, the first year, 2 years of any business are gonna be hell. You know, there's probably the first 3-4 years are gonna be the hardest years of your business, that you need to set up the systems, the routines, things that work on their own, things that, you know, vendors that work on their own, or things are just on a little bit more on autopilot, until you can finally realize to let things go, to, you know, delegate other people to do them, or trust other people to do them. It simply will bankrupt you if you try to do everything on your own and you never actually take the time to go home. So even right now, you know, there's so many things I can be doing. This job is still 24/7, but I finally learned at 7, it's time to go home. No matter what is left over, tomorrow's another day, pack it up and you can start again. No one's gonna care that much. Mistake number 3 that I made is not being able to say no. And vendors love this. They'll come in, you wanna buy this sells great, this sells good, try this, try that. And I was saying yes, 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 because I wanted to have inventory that made people come in, right? I wanted to, you know, have enough inventory to sell. If you don't have a lot, you don't sell a lot, the old saying, right? But I was saying yes to everything that, you know, under the sun, that probably, if I look back on the outside looking in, I would have never bought it myself. But since it was a new business, I wanted to prove we were doing good. I wanted to show vendors the store was busy enough, so I'd say yes, 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 and we really got over inventoried at one point. But with over inventorying of food, what happens? Those things don't sell, they sit, they tie up all your money, and guess what? It's not like eventually they will sell, it's not a big deal. Those things expire, you have to discount them or throw them away, and that's money gone that you didn't need to spend just because you wanted to, you know, fill up your store so quickly at the first, you know, few months that you opened. Well, guess what? It can almost bankrupt you. So control your inventory, manage what you're bringing in, and if you're not selling it, stop bringing it in. And this goes with any business. If it's not making you money, do not spend any money on it. Very simple. So these blinds have to go down as soon as we close, or else, you know, it is a good problem to have. I'm not humble bragging or anything, but people will come up to the window, wonder what I'm doing, what's he recording, or they'll knock, oh, I forgot an onion for dinner, or I need a lime for my, or lemon for a Corona, lime for a Corona. Yeah, so it really needs, you really need to, the point that I stick with is you need to end up just having a cutoff time that you close the store, close the doors, close your business, and focus on getting out the door and home. Life goes on if you know, you leave one task undone. I'm just remembering, because the blinds, before these blinds, I'm telling you, I'd be here filming and someone would come up to the door and I'd let them in all the time. Again, I didn't want to say no to anybody, any customer, any potential, even if they came in here and spent 50 cents and they end up paying debit, which literally cancels out any profit probably on a 50-cent order. I would still say yes and let them in. And I would be here, you know, filming, letting people in, filming, letting people in. And it just wasn't worth it. You know, most people at the end of the day are just, you know, passing by, they're getting dinner at the restaurant next door, and, you know, they just make a quick walk around and walk out. So yeah, shut your blinds, go home. Okay, mistake number 4 that really hindered my growth and was, you know, probably something that didn't help me out when I wanted to prevent myself from going to zero. and that is lack of advertising. You know, I was under the notion that I built this store in a busy plaza, busy area, affluent customer base. Everybody kind of was excited for the opening, and then I didn't really do any advertising besides, you know, posting a few pictures on Instagram every once in a while. And this mentality really affected the growth of the overall store. You know, things were slower than they needed to be because simply people aren't aware of you like you think they are. There's so many things happening in people's days that you truly need to be in front of them almost every single day, or they will forget about you week to week, unless they're, you know, a regular customer who always comes in. The people that come in once in a while, or the people that, you know, don't really ever come in, keep advertising, but you need to focus on the advertising that you're not doing already. If you're just posting pictures on Instagram once in a while, okay, that's great. It'll go to the same people all the time. If you start, you know, boosting your ads, doing some paid advertising, trying some other, you know, avenues, that's the way to get new customers. That's the way to bring more people in. And that's what hindered us our first year. I wasn't doing any paid advertising for some reason. I figured, you know, we built it, they'll come in, I do my pictures, we get a lot of likes. But the difference between likes on social media and people actually coming in your door are night and day. Don't ever think because a post got 300-400 likes, that means the place is busy. Trust me, people sit on their phones all day and like images. It's just what we're trained to do now. It doesn't mean they're getting up and going to that store, right? You need to find a way to bring more people in, and it's the advertising that you're not doing is the advertising you need to be doing. So the fifth and final mistake that pretty much brought me down to close to bankruptcy in my first 6 months was I stopped trying. I stopped selling. I stopped, you know, being motivated to grow. I just opened the doors. I said, this is it. Let's keep doing what we're doing and forget about, you know, expansion, or we can stay comfortable. We're good here. The main thing is, as I stopped selling, people would walk in the door, they'd pick up one thing and walk out. Now my whole vision has changed on that, and I take it to a more, you know, helping out the customer level, and it's all about customer service. I really learned, you know, we need to interact with our customers a little more than we were doing. You know, we'd say the hi, how are you? But we didn't take it to the next level where we were still selling ourselves, selling our store, selling the products that were in our store, and making sure people knew exactly what we had. So if someone came in and said, oh, I'm looking for olive oil. Okay, there's the olive oil. That's what I used to do. But now, you know, I make it more of a connection. What type of olive oil are you looking for? Who's it for? And then if they say, oh, you know, my mother-in-law is coming over, I make it into more of an emotional thing. Like, for an example, you know, let's get her a nice olive oil. She'll be really happy with this one. Obviously, it's a little higher end than the one they were going for. They were going to spend $7. You know, we got them to spend $16, right? And now there's more of a connection being formed, right? This guy helped me out, you know. Let's see if he has any other tips. Some people will be like, oh, you know, does this go good with something? Boom. And that's where, you know, we get our sales higher than Felicia's here now. Great. So now I have to cut the video. So this turned a, you know, customer who wanted to come in and spend $3-4 into someone spending $20, $30, $40, and then possibly returning, because the customer service is much more personal than going, you know, to a big box store. So Felicia was really good at this off the bat. Someone would say, oh, can you show me your vegan section? Me, I would just be like, oh, this is what we have. This is our vegan section. Felicia took it to the next level. We just got these in. We're getting these in. You know, these are really good. These are really popular. You know, this is really recommended from our salespeople. So it was already a conversation that was happening on that end. But with me, I would just be like, yeah, there they are. And that was hindering our sales quite a bit. And people would always be coming in and not really buying anything. You get 100 customers a day and they'd be buying $10 worth of stuff. You know, compared to 100 customers a day buying $20 worth of stuff, you're doubling your sales every single day just by being more interactive with them. So that's something, you know, that I would say if you're in a small business, you really need to personalize the relationship between, not every customer, it's simply impossible, and a lot of people don't want to talk to you. But those that are ready to engage, that's where you need to show them, you know, what your small business is all about. All right, guys, that's my cutoff time. As I've been, you know, preaching in this video the whole time, this is been great. I really like showing you the background of owning your own small business, not just the hype and the motivation that you get from a lot of quotes. I don't want to portray this as negative, but sometimes reality has to hit, and someone has to tell you the truth. Okay, take care, have a good night.